welcome back to another video. In this week's video, I'm going to showcase to you the birds of Plymouth. I'm going to be visiting Lockwell Dam, Ford Park Cemetery, Sultram, Wembury Point and Jenny Cliff in Mountbatten. So I'm going to showcase what birds are around and what you can do and birdwatch in Plymouth, and hopefully that will encourage you to go out in the local area and see the wonderful wildlife that we have. I am here currently at Ford Park Cemetery. As soon as I got out of the car, I heard roseneck parakeets. So I quickly darted down to the cemetery, and the first thing I saw was this blue parakeet. I have heard that there are blue parakeets in Plymouth, but I've never actually seen one, and it was right in front of me in the tree as soon as I got here. So I managed to get a little bit of footage of that. So it's currently 7:30. I've come here before work today, and what a wonderful place to start work. It's so peaceful. There is so much wildlife here.
It was awesome to see this pair of blue ring-necked parakeets. I heard that there were some in Plymouth. I did a bit of research to understand why they were blue, and the blue morph is created through selective breeding, so they don't occur like this in the wild. Ford Park Cemetery can be a hotspot for birds and often a place migrating birds visit on their way in and out of Plymouth. It is a super quiet and relaxing place to be and has an abundance of wildlife. Over the years it's had redstarts visit and the occasional tawny owl. I knew that I'd seen a flycatcher, but I was confused on whether it was pied or spotted. After a tiny bit of research, I learnt that they look pretty similar at this time of year, but we think this one is a spotted flycatcher. We are here at Lockwell Dam, hoping to spot a species who stays here for a bit, who's a visitor, before it goes back to Africa. Really exciting. High tide is approaching. It's going to be a really nice day, so I feel like that's all in our favour. I'm really excited. Can you guess what the species is? We spent around 20 hours at Lockwell Dam over 2 days, watching and waiting for ospreys. I couldn't believe the wealth of birds at Lockwell, and it's definitely a hotspot. It was really fun to video the birds in flight and see the way it is at low tide. The geese, the swans, the herons, the egrets tended to be the most active birds throughout the day. When friends and fellow birdwatchers asked me what bird I wanted to see this year, the osprey was always near or at the top of that list. We knew we were in for a long wait at Lockwell, and I'm super grateful that the common birds kept us company. However, the excitement and the adrenaline of seeing your target species always makes the time go fast. Lopwell also seems to be a really good place for birds of prey. This is nice to know as we don't often see many birds of prey in Plymouth. While we were there we saw buzzards, which are the most common, as well as peregrine, which are always awesome to see, and a marsh harrier. The harrier shocked us because we didn't know there were any around here. We usually go to Somerset to see them. The best bird of prey was coming up though. We got some views of waders including redshanks, greenshanks, ring plover, dunlin and common sandpiper. Watching the osprey soar through the sky and fish over Lockwell was incredible. Seeing it dive right in front of us was such a joy to watch. They are such cool birds and unmistakable in flight too. We usually started off really distant, but we always picked it up quickly as you don't often see birds of that size. Luckily we did have a few close flybys as well.
We just saw an osprey. It was amazing. I feel like I'm trying not to cry. It was magical, honestly. As soon as we got on it, we knew it was an osprey. It was diving. I think it did catch a fish. What a special moment. I'm just so happy.
After the osprey, we went upriver to see what else was about. Throughout our entire time, we were swarmed with swallows and martins. There were a few black-headed gulls milling around, and we also had the pleasure of seeing a wonderful kingfisher, which is well known to the locals. We are at Sultram now. Sultram is a National Trust place and it goes alongside the River Plymouth and it's an estuary. So it's currently 10:30 and it's high tide at I think 10 to 11. So there's a little part of the estuary called Blackstone Meadow where all the waders go when it's high tide. So we're hoping to see something good. Although Saltram has been popping off recently with sightings of little tern, glossy ibis, cloudy sandpiper and little stint, we didn't see any of those. The weather was pretty terrible at this point due to the storm, so all we saw were the pretty hardy regulars, primarily red shank, curlew, green shank, as well as another kingfisher and a young shelduck and a great crested green. We were just at Saltram when a buzz came up on our phone to say that there was a roly starling in the village of Wembury. So we were at Wembury Point this morning, but we don't go through the village. So it's a juvenile rosy starling, and that will be a lifer for us. So we are 15 minutes away from the street that was that just last seen on. So we are quickly rushing over there. Could we get a lifer in this video? That would be very cool. It is heavy raining now, so I'm not sure what are the chances, but it's going to rain all day. But we will soon see. Status update. It is heavy raining here in Plymouth and I am looking for the rosy starling. It has been reported again and I'm just searching for it. I'm determined to find this little bugger. The search has to go on.
Good morning. Today we are at Wembury Beach. We walked down from Wembury Point because it is currently high tide in Plymouth. It's Saturday morning, and often at this time of year at high tide at Wembury Point you can get waders on the beach. Oh, it's just starting to rain. High numbers of oyster catchers on the beach and med gulls, but we haven't seen any plovers yet.
Without a doubt, there are always a group of oyster catchers at Wembury Point. I love the call of an oyster catcher, and they are actually the first bird I ever photographed, on Plymouth Hoe. There were good numbers of gulls at Wembury with the stunning Mediterranean gulls. There are also some passenger seabirds further out with gannets and Manx shearwater. At one point we were watching a kestrel and it dive bombed something. Turns out that it was going after a sparrowhawk sat in a bush. Can you believe it? The sparrowhawk had the last word though. We also saw this stunning wheatear, who was probably ready to embark on its journey home. In the summer months, wheatears are white and grey, but at this time of the year they look very autumnal with these lovely brown tones. This juvenile shag was sat on the rocks watching the crashing sea. I was laughing watching it as it looked like it was getting sleepy. It needed all the rest it could get in between getting bothered by the gulls. Just as we were leaving Wembury, we bumped into 3 turnstones. Look how cute they are. Who knew that turnstones actually turnstones? I'm sorry, I just couldn't help but say that. Turnstones tend to be overlooked by birders, but they certainly have their own understated beauty, especially if you're willing to get down low to see them potter in their complementary surroundings. Over the years we have seen ring plover and little ring plover at Wembury. However, we saw this gorgeous ring plover within a group of turnstones around the corner at Mountbatten Beach. I knew it wouldn't be a Plymouth video without a ring plover. If you can't tell already, this page is a ring plover fan page. Also, we're quite taken aback by the occasional med gull too. It's actually a few days later now. We have waited 9 hours in total for this rosy starling, and this is our 4th visit, and it's after work. It is 7:20 and we finally saw the rosy starling. It had been reported a few times today, so it came after work and we saw it. It landed in the tree, and it was actually really obvious, obviously different. It landed in the tree and it was there for 35 seconds. A car scared it, but we saw it. I got photos of it. I believe Matt's got a video. What a bird. It was worth the 9 hours wait, but I'm definitely fed up of looking at this one dead tree.
And that is the end of our Plymouth video. Plymouth is a super special place for me because it's my hometown, and I'm really excited to kind of showcase what birds are around and where you can bird watch. We have just scratched the surface with Plymouth, and there's so much more that you can see, so I'm looking forward to bringing that to you sometime. We just came to Mountbatten really quickly to see what was around, and we saw turnstone and ring plover, so that was a lovely way to end such a special video. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, and please like, comment and subscribe. It makes my day reading your comments. You're all so lovely and kind, and I can't wait to catch up with you all very soon.